And we're back, guys. How's everyone doing? This is the fastest minute in tennis. We're going to take a look at tomorrow's matches on the schedule. What an exciting day of matches today, guys. Pegula and Kenin. Disappointed Kenin couldn't at least win a set and force a three-set thriller. We really wanted to see that. What about Mary Boo blowing the break in the second set, up a set? She had the opportunity to make it to the third round of the U.S. Open. That would have been beautiful for her. Ludmilla clutch today. Unbelievable. Caroline Wozniacki. Woz does what Woz wants to do. That was a good match. But tomorrow's match is going to be even better, guys. And we're going to start things off with Paula Badosa, Vamos, taking on Gabby Elina. Now, listen, guys, this is for entertainment purposes only, guys. Remember, what you do is your decision and up to you exclusively. Paula Badosa is the 26th seed. She's back in seeding, guys. 4 championships on her career, taking on Gabriela Elena from Romania, who is just a workhorse, climbing her way back inside the top 100 where she belongs. And I mean, she entered this tournament ranked 122nd. She's picking up some huge game checks. I'm so happy for her. She's also playing doubles. She's amazing. 30 and 14 on the year, coming back off of a 31 win season where in 22 we talked about the double faults that really hurt her. She won only 17 matches in 22. She's on a 5-match win streak, ladies and gentlemen. Came through qualifiers, took out Julia Grabher in the first round, Barbora Kachikova in the second round. If she can beat Barbora, she can definitely beat Paula Badosa here. Gabby actually owns the head-to-head as well against Paula Badosa. They played Dubai a couple of years ago, and Gabby won that in 3 sets. This is a matchup, though. Gabby's going to get balls back. She's going to have to serve well. I do think Paula Badosa's baseline techniques, I think they're going to put too much pressure on Gabby to hit winners from far, and I think she's going to just rack up the unforced errors. That's just my personal opinion. I think Paula Badosa is going to be too strong of a ball striker in this matchup here. I think she's going to have too much power and too much athletic ability. You don't really hear that much when Paula Badosa is playing younger opponents, but I do think, well, actually they're the same age really. Paula Badosa is slightly younger, but not much by a few days, a couple of weeks maybe. But I do think Paula Badosa is going to be more athletic and more stronger. And I think I don't necessarily think she's the better shot maker, but I do think her power is going to put Gabby on the back foot where she's just making a lot of mistakes, forehand and backhand side. Gabby also is going to have to serve well. I don't know if she can do that, just having to expend so much energy covering Paula Badosa's firepower. I like Paula Badosa to win the match outright. Queen when taking on Julie Niemeier. This is going to be a good matchup. Julie's got good variety. She's like, I say it all the time, no disrespect to her, but this is just how I'm describing her. Taking on the 7th seed Queen Win. Jula she's a poor woman's version of Ans. She's just a good shot maker. By the way, Ans, please get better. We miss you. Not having you in New York is just, it's horrible. But yeah, Niemeier actually owns the head to head, believe it or not. Ooh, a little tired there, guys. Long day today. No, I got to be at the office early too. Um, this here, they've played 3 times, and Queenwin, she won a couple years ago in Melbourne, but at the U.S. Open, Jula owns the head to head. That was the year Iga Swiatek won it, where Jula would go into the next round and take a set from Iga Swiatek. But I felt she hasn't really matched that form. Maybe this year she's on. She's gonna hit 40 wins. She hit 40 wins in 22. This is probably the year she'll match the form, but I think Queen Win's level is just, she's on a whole nother level now. I think she's beat better players too. Diana's good, but I like the win over Amanda and Erica Andreva. I think those players do actually play in the Queen Win style. Jula's not. She's going to use a lot of variety. She's kind of like Mukova as well. So she's going to set you up to where she can finish at the net. But she also takes the bait, and I think she's going to take the bait and try to outstrike Queen Win, and that's going to be a bad idea. I like Queen Win to defeat Julia Niemeyer. And let's go to Victoria Azarenka and Wang. Um, Wait, which Wang is this? It's got to be Y. Okay, that's Yafan. Okay, from China, taking on the 20th seed Victoria Azarenka. These two, I don't think they've played before. Yafan is a good player. Actually, they did. They played. I talked about it earlier. They played this year at Washington. It went 3 sets. I think Fika's in better form than what she did to Bruel. A good shot maker, very comparable to Wong. Wong did beat Diane Perry, but Diane Perry, you can attack her serve. She got to she had a lucky break with Sakri having to retire. And Diane Perry, you can attack her serve. Vika's going to go down the tee. She's going to hit the corners. She's going to look to finish at the net. Vika's got a lot more strategy, and I don't necessarily see Wang being able to problem solve what Vika's going to do. Vika's going to pin her deep, and I like Vika to win this match outright. Now, let's get to the main event. Coco Gauff, the future of tennis, taking on Elina Svitolina. Before Coco was on the scene, I say this all the time, Svitolina was probably my favorite player for a while there, especially when she was winning WTA championships. She was. And this was before Coco. This was when Coco was a young junior. No one heard of her. Svitolina was my favorite player. Um, and that's just because, look, Serena was too dominant. Who doesn't love Serena? I think she's the GOAT, of all time, without a doubt. But sometimes you want to see the players kind of go through their journey and win at the end. Where I say it all the time, a lot of Serena's matches, I wasn't watching a lot of her matches, only the championships, the semifinals, the quarterfinals. Those early rounds, I wasn't watching them because Serena's going to win. We know she's going to win. She's that good. And I did like Svitolina. I liked her a very lot. Um, I do feel like, and that's the thing, I didn't like Svitolina at first because I felt she was too cocky and arrogant. But getting to know her, you know, just watching her more, her interviews, and seeing her speak, I became to really like her. And you know how that is. You meet the stranger or the neighbor or, the person you're doing business with, you don't like them at first. And that's because, you have these perceptions that just aren't true. And you actually get below the surface. You get to know the person and you're like, wow, you actually become really good friends. That happens a lot in life because, perception's not always reality. And I feel that Svitolina was a better person. But I don't know. Recently, especially the last couple of years with what's been going on and just how she's been behaving, I don't know if she's up there as being one of my favorite players now. I do, and I'm talking about like 5, 6 years ago, 5, 6, 4 years ago, she was up there as my favorite player. But just some of her actions lately, I don't know if they're necessarily classy, but nonetheless, we're all people, and I don't judge people, but just my personal opinion, I wouldn't consider her one of my favorite players now, but Coco is. Coco, this is the head-to-head's 1-1. Now, they played earlier this year in Auckland where it went 3, and Svitolina had the opportunity to win that title in Auckland. She really did. But Coco got the break, and the first set went to a tiebreak, so it wasn't a blowout. Not like Coco lost the first set. She lost the first set in a tiebreak. So it was a close match, but she did pull away in the second and third sets, winning that both 6-3, 6-3. They did play at the Australian Open 3 years ago when Coco was she was 16 going on 17 years old and still pretty young, still relatively green. Both ladies here in the third round. Svitolina's here after taking out Carly, losing the first set, and she took out Elina, who just wasn't in shape. Now, depending on who you play, they can make you look better than really you are sometimes. Angelina's a really good player, but she wasn't healthy. I told you before the match, Svitolina's going to win. Angelina's not healthy. I've been watching her play. She's not 100%. She couldn't cover any short balls, and she was very tired. Coco, on the other hand, took out Vivara in impressive fashion, handed out a bagel. Took out Tatiana Maria, handed out a bagel. Tatiana Maria is a good, I think both of these ladies are good prerequisites to someone like Svitolina because they're players that literally go long rallies. They get balls back. Vivara, long rally player. We're talking about 10 plus shot rallies most of the time. Maria, the same as well. She'll hit you with that same defensive slice. I did a video with Maria where she did the same defensive slice like 12 times. Literally, like 12 times. I did a video. You got to find it somewhere in there. I think these are good prerequisites for someone like Svitolina. I think Coco here is going to come out, play her game. She's going to take the first set. My pick is for Coco to win the first set. And my pick is for Coco to really, really establish her presence with the serve. She's going to establish her presence with the serve. She's going big on the serve. And if she can hit these serves, reduce her double faults. Remember the first match against Vivara, Coco played beautifully, right? She served well. She had the 9 aces. She had the bagel. However, the second match against Tatiana Maria, she had the double fault era, right? She had a ton of double faults. I think it was I think it was 9 double faults. Yeah, so she backed up a huge ace performance, 10 aces against Vivara with 9 double faults against Tatiana Maria. I do think though, if you take a look at the first serves in the first match against Vivara, she won 72% of her first serves. Against Tatiana Maria, she won 67% of her first serves. But she's having a ton of break points, guys. In both matches, she had 18 break point opportunities. So she's putting a lot of pressure on these opponents. And that's the difference between Svitolina. Svitolina these days, she's looking for her opponents to make a mistake. And as long as Coco controls her double faults, as long as she bring Svitolina forward, I feel that's going to be the difference maker in their two defensive styles. Svitolina's not really using her athletic ability to beat you defensively. She's using her forehand. She's really setting up shots and waiting for you to make mistakes. While Coco's defense, she's using her legs a lot. She's getting the ball in places that you can't get there, making you make mistakes, or she's beating you to the punch, being able to step up and hit winners. I think if she uses her athletic ability and gets Svitolina coming forward, that's when things will get a little bit shaky. Because Svitolina, guys, she literally gave Carly 17 breakpoint opportunities. And someone like Helena that wasn't even fit still literally got 2 breakpoint opportunities against her. While Svitolina still forfeited nearly 30%, 32% of her first serves to Helena. So I think Coco's going to come out, set the tone, establish the first set, and then it's going to put her in a good position to really play her game and focus in on the second set and closing out the match. That's my pick, guys. I like Coco to win the first set. Tennis in a minute. How you guys doing? Comment below. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think Coco's going to win the match? Do you think she's going to win the first set? How far is she going to go? Is Svitolina the one to end the reign of Coco here at the U.S. Open? Because look, as long as she's the reigning and defending champion, she's got a chance to repeat. Tennis in a minute. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for all the love and support.